Dear gentle viewers of YouTube world, hello and welcome. I am Amrita Sinha, an occupational therapist and a life coach in making. It's been a couple of days since I've felt like myself, to be honest, and I'm sure if you have found me on your feed, you've heard my complaints of how tired and exhausted I was feeling, and using the word burnout. Now, just a quick reminder and a little context of why I'm showing up on your feed, possibly, is because I started a YouTube channel as a social experiment, which was driven by a mindset challenge called the 75 Soft. And this is my attempt to do a daily accountability check, give you an update of how I've been going with my challenges, and also share some wisdom and nuggets that have stuck with me, or something that influenced me, inspired me in that day, to keep going. I also share resources that I have used during the day to help me stay on track, and I find helpful to continue on this journey. Um, a lot of other context and background has been repeated in my previous videos, and if you're interested, please go back and revisit them. There's a brief description in the description section with all the resource links that I mentioned. I also disclose none of it is monetary benefit or there's any affiliate involvement. It's just, like I said, a social experiment, and something and anything that I find useful. Feeling resourceful is an important value in my life, and I like to bring that in all my interactions and how I show up in my time and days. So, with that, I'm happy to report that today I managed to finish all aspects of the challenge of 75 soft, which is drinking 2 liters of water, eating relatively well. I'm still sticking to my hobnobs. Sometimes they're two or three. I'm also alcohol free, so I've not had any alcohol for I think this is the day 9. And today I'm going to my welcome box from Edge has arrived. So watch the space. I'll do a little reveal and review of the product in my next video, and I will add the link in description for tomorrow's video. Um, and Yeah, I really appreciated the forgiving mode in the app yesterday. I really needed it and felt really good today now that I've given myself a good rest, a couple of days of good night, and then multiple naps over the days, um, kind of leading into today. I feel more energized. And that brings me on to the book that I've been reading as part of this challenge is Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdul, and the topic was actually burnout. And last couple of days I've read the pages and really not retained any information, and so today I went back and read the whole chapter again and revisited the concepts, and it's really interesting. It really feels like the whole book is speaking to how things are happening for me. And in the last few days I was actually starting to get glimpses of what burnout could look like. It was not just physical exhaustion, and that is what he says is that the WHO has revised the definition of burnout, which is no longer just physical exhaustion. It's actually the mood. If your mood starts to get impacted and you start to feel like your work and the activities that you're doing have lost meaning and purpose, that's when you start to experience burnout. So, in this chapter, which is named Sustain, what he talks about is burnout isn't just exhaustion, it's low mood. And then he talks about the different kinds of burnout that he has named is overexertion, commitment, and a non alignment or disalignment. And then he talks about is how to manage these in practice. The solution is do less. Easier said than done, I know. Tell me about it, but how to do less in practice. And then he talks about an energy investment list. But also, he reminds that saying no to more things is harder than saying yes to a lot of things, and which is so true. And he quotes Steve Jobs about how innovation requires a lot of no's. because you need the space to be creative and to do things. um, that's one. The other is also is quality over quantity, and we know this, but we forget over times, and the reminder is useful. And he talks about how to do that is reduce distraction, but not to the point that you become solely focused on just one task, but also having a balance of change in scenery and then coming back and focusing on tasks. So that is where your energy investment list kind of helps you think where you're investing your energy and in the projects, and do the projects bring joy in your life, do they give you meaning, purpose, and value, and is there more of that? So my practical experience is I do need to every so often evaluate my days and say, am I doing too many things? And yes, I'm mostly overcommitting. I'm a FOMO kind of person. I get big FOMOs from, oh, I've not signed up for this training. Oh, that sounds exciting. And he gives a tip is if it is not a hell yeah, it is a no. And that was a good reminder. Is things excite me, but it doesn't mean after 24 hours it will excite me equally. So now I've learned to sleep on things and decide is if it still feels that exciting when I wake up tomorrow, I'll sign up for those, otherwise not. And that has saved me a little bit more recently. So that's the burnout chapter, and those were my kind of nuggets of wisdom that kind of stuck with me. The other thing I just wanted to kind of share and remind myself, and I've been reminded myself of gratitude and the value of gratitude. And I was reflecting on something, and I realized that we're so blessed. If I'm sitting here and recording something and you're sitting and you're watching something on a feed, we are exceptionally blessed people. Is we have more than most people. And of late, I keep getting reminded. I had done an earlier trip last year to Europe, and got an opportunity to visit the Dachau concentration camp, or the Arbeit camp, the first Arbeit camp in Germany, in Munich. And it was really a humbling and heartening experience, is that we've been spared. We got this life, we got to live, and it's so important to recognize even the smallest of the things, that we get up and we get to do and we get to make choices. And the highlight for today is I made a new friend, and that was really nice to be able to connect with somebody else and share some moments, and just go for a walk. So she's going to be my walk buddy now. So those were my highlights and my little gratitude list for today, which I shared with you. I think that's everything I want to share today. Um, yeah. And if I pop on your feed, thank you so much for spending last 10-15 minutes with me. If anything that I say lands with you, please like and subscribe, share some love, engage with me, help me grow my channel base. Until then, take care and goodbye.